We're here in beautiful Texas. It's 85 degrees, so we're just out here sweating it up. I just retired from the military, representing boot campaign right here, so I want to take care of everybody out here. But what I have today is actually the Ruger Yukon Magnum. And the thing I like about this is the fact that it's a Ruger. I'm a Ruger fan. I own everything I can Ruger. Let's just start by opening the box. Okay, when I say it's new, it's brand new. Oh, we got scope rings and everything to put on it. All right, so 3 basic things you'll notice when you first take it out of the box. Gun, most important piece. The other piece is you got scope rings that are sitting inside here, and on top of that, we've got a nice 3x9 scope that we're gonna use today. So we gotta put this thing together. All right, first thing I noticed when I look on top of this is a Picatinny rail. I like that because accessory-wise, you can put you can put a red dot on top of this thing if you wanted to. You can just shoot it with a regular scope. However you want to do this. I like the Picatinny rail. All right. So whenever I mount my rings on here, I always take and put the opposite screws in just to keep it held in place. And I don't tighten it up all the way. I just want to make sure it's loose so I can move it around once I get it on the gun to kind of level it out. All right, they're both on the same side. We're good. So one thing, when you actually look through the scope, you want to set up your eye relief. So you should be in a relaxed position where you're firing here. You should naturally be able to put your head down and have a full view of the scope without any shadows or shades on anywhere in the scope itself. So I'll start out from this angle here, checking through it. My eye relief looks to be about right there. Does that feel natural for me? Probably a little far forward. So with this here, just pop the top, pull it down into position here, and I'm gonna hold this as I put the pellet in position. So we're just teaching that from the safety side. Make sure we put it in the right direction. All right, I like to pop it back in place. Okay, so we've got it loaded up, ready to rock and roll here. The safety, you'll notice, is down here. It's very, very convenient. So it's at the front, you pull the safety back here, and then you can pull the trigger to fire the gun. When you buy a Springer or the new gas pistons or whatever it is, right out of the box, they're gonna have oil that they made for the manufacturing side. It's gonna diesel. So if you think this thing's gonna be quiet because it has a suppressor on it, your first bunch of shots, it's actually getting rid of the oil that's actually inside there. So anyway, so here's the first shot. We're gonna take a shot down here at the target. Not bad. I've already fired the first shot out of there. It was kind of loud. And it actually only hit about 1 inch below the bullseye, which is pretty good for mounting this thing up. So sometimes I've mounted scopes and it's like off the paper, then it becomes a challenge. So that's gonna work out really well for us. So all I'm gonna do at this point here is just continually keep shooting, and we're gonna break in this gun. I wanna put like 35 to 50 rounds through it, kind of clean out that barrel, get rid of the oil. It should be good. So back on target again. Safety off. Okay, so we're grouping. If I had to make an adjustment on the scope here, which I'm going to. So on the top of the scope here, if you're looking, it says quarter MOA, or one click quarter inch, sorry, and that's at 100 yards. So if I'm gonna bring it up here at a closer range, it's gonna require a lot more clicks to do that for us. So I'm saying here, I'm gonna bring it up 1 inch. So I'm gonna take this here. I don't wanna coat it back there, but you can just put a little bit on your finger if you want to. It smells kind of like Ben Gay or something like that. Back on here again. So straight out of the box, put them through the same hole. That's pretty amazing. This is getting my good workout here. If you're a Springer guy, you'll probably notice your left arm will be buffer than your right. I'm right-handed, but I use my left arm. When you get a brand new gun too, when you open this up and it starts getting that path of travel, and you start moving this thing back and forth, it's gonna get easier and easier for you to lock into place. And fire one here and see where we can go. So I'm gonna switch my targets now, pick out one of those little teeny ones. Okay, it's still hitting a little bit low. You wanna get a group so when you make your change, you have good data for it. So it's connecting dots. When you have a cluster, it gives you a lot better than just one shot. You'll be chasing it all over the place. So shoot a cluster, make adjustments, shoot a cluster, make adjustments. And I'm still breaking it in, so. But again, that's why I like to shoot clusters and find out where the group is, where it's grouping at. Bottom left. All right, we're starting to pull in. So it looks like it's starting to move up. You know, I can't wait to shoot those blast caps. The whole time, all I'm thinking right now is I want to shoot one. Big blast caps. Bottle's right there. That was a good one. Those 2-liter ones are really cool, because you can put a lot of air in those things, and they have the bigger the bottle, the deeper the sound on the big blast caps. So when you're pumping it up, if you got a really big bottle, it'll make like a boom, the bigger the bottle gets. My goal is to hit the yellow so I can knock this thing down. And I got this nice little string here, I just pull it and it stands back up. Satisfied, there it is. I was actually holding dead center too, so. That'll do it for today. Ruger Yukon Magnum, 1,000 feet per second is what it'll shoot. That's with alloys. It comes with a scope, as you can see it here. Again, fire away, tighten everything down. And if you have an opportunity to get into the sport, it's a lot of fun. I've really been enjoying it lately. Comes with a scope, comes with the rings. That's a huge bonus for me. It's got a nice wooden stock, plus it's a Ruger. Can't beat that. All right, so one thing I wanted to look at up here is to check out to see what these heavy pellets are doing. If you're shooting 1,000 feet per second, you're gonna deform this thing. With the heavy pellet, you're probably not going a full 1,000 feet per second, but the heavier the pellet you use, actually kind of see this curve here. So I would do, at this point, I would actually take this and put probably a little bit further out to lessen the impact on the target itself. Although it's very cool. So what happens, pellet flies through here, kicks it, and it pulls down, and then we pull it back up from here. If you guys want, you can follow me on Instagram. I'm Texas Hog Dude. It's TXHOGDUDE. And if you want to see me on YouTube, it's Lead Slinger. Slinging lead, giving it back to the earth. All kinds of different stuff.